2,000. See you at Magic Millions, 2,000.
Nick, it looks like the best act on the strip here at the Gold Coast.
Well, I don't know about that. I thought I looked terrible in that. You know, good reason to come down here and get some sun, I think. And well, I probably don't look as if I've got much because I'm sitting in your cabin at the moment. But no, it's nice to be back.
What a life you've had, and continue to enjoy.
Well, I continue to enjoy it. I've seen a lot of the world on the strength of auctioneering, and fortunately, the Gold Coast has been a big part of that. I've come here for the last 3 or 4 years, and as a result of that, it's extended me, and I've done some work in South Africa and Dubai and other places as a result, perhaps, I think, of coming here.
Well, the obvious question is, how does it compare here? How does the Magic Millions sale compare with the other big sales around the world?
Well, the Magic Millions sale is unlike any other sale in the world. For a start, well, I suppose South Africa has and Dubai have similarities, but in Europe and in America, we spend so much money heating our complex that we can't spend any money entertaining the clients. Here they look after people, buyers, and of the optimum article here. They're treated very well. It's an exercise in marketing, which has only been improved, I think, by the investment of the new owners there, Jerry Harvey, John Singleton, and Rob Ferguson.
You talked about getting a bit of sun. It's pretty hot work out here at the Gold Coast. I mean, does that affect an auctioneer from Ireland?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I'm glad you didn't focus on the back of my shirt at that particular moment. It's pretty disgusting. And I mean, I'd really like to get up there, I think, in a pair of shorts because nobody could really see me. In fact, they can't really see much of my shirt because being rather small, I don't really see much of myself over the top of the rostrum. But I think that no, it's hot work, I can tell you. It makes you sweat.
I'm just thinking, if you're a thoroughbred, would you like to sell somebody who looks like you?
No, I wouldn't. I have to say that, I mean, I have feet that I would say I would break down. I got lapped in the 1,500 metres at school, and athletics was my best sport.
Really?
Yeah.
So I won't ask you how you went against Kieran Perkins in the swimming pool. Just a couple of quickies. You're the shuttle auctioneer, aren't you? You go around the world. What about the shuttle stallions? So the great stallions that we see out here in the Southern Hemisphere for part of the year and then going back to the Northern Hemisphere. They've made an enormous difference, I would think.
They've made a huge difference. I mean, I wouldn't want to liken myself to a shuttle stallion, and my wife is standing behind the camera at the moment, and so it would be inappropriate to in any way see that. But the shuttle stallions have developed quite a lot because for a long time the Irish stallions in the UK and then initially the Irish, then the UK and followed, and it's rather good that the Irish were the leaders in this, really, came down to Australia and served a lot of mares down here and in New Zealand. What's happening now is, though, that there is such an affinity with the Southern Hemisphere bloodlines to the Northern Hemisphere that Dane Hill, who's a great stallion, for instance, on both sides, and I think Sabine will probably become an influence in years to come. We're now seeing the great sons of Dane Hill that have raced in Australasia coming back up to the Northern Hemisphere. Flying Spur is one case in point. He stands at the Irish National Stud. I was talking yesterday to Peter Orton, who's the manager of Arrowfield, and said, gosh, Flying Spur's going a bomb at this sale. I better book a few mares into him when I get home. And he said, actually, he's not shuttling this year. So I was quite lucky. I could have made a fool of myself. I got on the telephone.
He's got 31 horses here, 31 yearlings, Flying Spur. A couple of quickies. The dearest horse you've auctioned?
The dearest horse I've auctioned, I think, is somewhere, I mean, in Australian terms, is in excess of $1 million. There's been a few of those. Yeah. Hopefully they'll all go on to win Group 1s.
Hottest stallion in the world?
Hottest stallion in the world? Well, there are 4. There is Sunday Silence in Japan, there is Dane Hill and Zabeel in the Southern Hemisphere, and there is Sadler's Wells in the Northern Hemisphere.
So we've got 2 of them here. And a tip for the Magic Millions today?
A tip for the Magic Millions, I think it's going to be between numbers 1, 2 and 3. I'd like to see Assertive Lad win. He's one of those, because I happened to auction him last year. I auctioned him for friends of mine, the Marheens, who have Stratheden Stud in Tamworth, and it was bought by Gay Waterhouse, and Gay is a great supporter of the Magic Millions sale. I think Phoenix Park's got a chance in the top one. I think it's called Happy Giggle, yeah. Happy Giggle, who's won the race that I believe, you know, Testarossa and Catnip won on the way here.
The Mariner on plate on the way there. Great to talk to you and great to meet you.
Lovely to be here.
Continue to enjoy it, and I hope you the next couple of days go very well.
Thank you very much.
Good luck. Nick Nugent. Nick, gee, Max and Keith, I'd like to have him down there with you, trading some blows today, I reckon.
Yeah, what a character Nick is, and in fact, Max was speaking in the same sort of language about 2 in the morning on Wednesday, I think, Bruce. Bruce, market-wise here, Might and Gold, as you can see on your screens, is $1.90. That's just a shade into the red. Bookmakers, we'll hear from Pat soon, but bookmakers, I believe, are a little more generous around the flip of the coin odds, Max.
Well, they'd want to be, but God's Rule is 25 to 1. Our Silver Lining 17s, Buzz Butler at 21, La Philomena 21. As you said, Keith, Might and Gold $1.80, Blue Gown $8.10, Seabrook Miss 11, and a Cranbrook trained by Gary Moore at 15. Number 9, Forever Grand, is at 16s. Grey Rama at 60s. Grizzly Supreme at 25s. And Paddy Dapper at 16s.
And the last mentioned by Max, number 13, Paddy Dapper, is the one that will firm. It's shorter than the current tote odds of $14 on the Queensland tote. OK, Max, I like the favourite, but I've gone for value, and I'm tipping number 6, Blue Gown, ahead of number 5, Might and Gold. So on an each-way basis, number 6, Blue Gown is my selection.
I've gone for the favourite, number 5, Might and Gold. I'm not overwhelmed by the price, but I do think this grey has got the credentials, the drawer, and Michael Pelling.
That's how we see it.
Well, I've got to say, I agree with Max in this one, Keith, but we'll just see neither Max or Keith off the mark yet, though Keith, they did have a bit of a result in the first inning by tipping us into a $32 winner. Well, Nick Nugent's just left. What a great character, one of the many characters here today. I hope you're enjoying our telecast right around Australia. Honda Magic Millions Day here on the Gold Coast.
Okay, riders, the power switch on. Come on, let them settle. Okay.
Nothing better than backing or maybe owning a winner. Gee, that's a great feeling, Keith and Max. I saw a moment ago just rolling those notes over and putting the rubber band around. You wouldn't have experienced that for a while, Keith, I would imagine.
It was temporary, Bruce, and it was a small roll. Our Silver Lining is one that's way over the odds here, number 2, Our Silver Lining. We're looking at $16 on Super Tab. There's the mare on screen now, and you can shave 4 or 5 points at least off her bookmaker's price. She's one that might be worth considering. Max, how do you think your tip, the favourite Might and Gold, looked?
Might and Gold looks very good. Keith, Might and Gold's a 3-year-old with an impressive form line. 10 starts for 3 wins, 5 placings. Difficult to judge greys on the look. They don't get the shine on the coat that the other colours get, but there's certainly nothing that you can fault in Might and Gold. He looks prime. 3-gate. Oh no, Might and Gold here.
Right, there's number 6 coming into screen now, Blue Gown. She's trailing Might and Gold at the moment. She'll be leading her home close to the post, one would hope. She's a 4-year-old, so she's a year older than Might and Gold, the favourite, and she's got 1.5 kilos less, Blue Gown. She looks very fit. It's more difficult to tell fitness with greys, but you'll see her there looking a treat. She's wearing the blinkers, and I think she'll run a mighty race, and I like her very much each way. Number 6, Blue Gown.
Number 7 is Seahawk Miss. Seahawk Miss is being ridden by Jim Byrne, a little bit darker than some of the others in the race, but nevertheless Seahawk Miss qualifies as a grey. She's a 5-year-old mare. She's been racing in the out-of-town tracks, and the 2-gate is the appealing aspect of Seahawk Miss.
OK, and the prominent colours behind Seahawk Miss were for number 9, Forever Grand, to be ridden by Shane Dye. She's a double figure odds. Shane was placed earlier in the day, in fact, in the first race at long odds, and Forever Grand has reasonable form. Only the 1 win, but 5 placings from 15 starts, so a lightly raced 4-year-old gelding. But the punters want Max's selection, number 5, Might and Gold. My thought is that number 6, Blue Gown, on an each-way basis, represented better value.
Perhaps a Quinella horse with the favourite, Keith, could be number 8, Cranbrook, trained by Gary Moore. Won at Hawkesbury 2 starts back. There were excuses for his Newcastle failure last start, and is around about 16 to 1 on the tote, so could get into a place.
This race, of course, is for all greys, and the first of the field are about to, in fact, have started to leave the mounting yard and make their way to the 1,200-metre barrier start.
So we've looked at the form, and Might and Gold, the favourite here for race 3, the Barter Card All Greys. Let's join Pat Welsh.
Thanks, Bruce. An exciting time for Barter Card. With me, Brian Hall, the managing director, and one of the Broncos' favourite sons, Gordon Tallis. But Brian, you've sponsored sports seemingly everywhere, but this is your first real foray into racing.
Yes, it is.
And happy with the day?
Yes, very happy. Nice day. We got the All Greys happening today, and we're really looking forward to a good Barter Card race.
Now, if I ask you for a winner, don't say the grey.
No, I won't say the grey. I think it's Might and Gold, as I think is my favourite.
You've gone for the favourite?
Yes, I have.
Now, Gordon, I know flat out work-wise as far as the Broncos and League and AFL players, because it's such an early start this year.
Yeah, well, I think 2 weeks' time on the 21st, we got a trial here, Cowboys, so I'm really looking forward to it.
You, of course, played in the Barter Card Test Series this year, and you know you're obviously looking forward to a very big season. What about the punting, though? You're taking over from Alan Langer as the Broncos punter.
How do you, mate? Got no idea, mate. I thought all the grey horses were old ones, mate. The clerks of the course, so I've got no idea. That's how much idea I've got.
Well, Brian, as I said, looking forward to a successful day here on Millions Day, and I know that Barter Card are very excited about being in this, and you'd like to obviously keep up the racing involvement.
Yes, we would. I think it's a medium, it's a very big industry around Australia, and I think we've been involved in rugby league and a lot of other sports, and we just think this is an avenue that could promote our company a lot more as well.
Tell us a little bit about Barter Card in 25 words or less.
Okay, with 25 words. Well, Barter Card is the world's largest barter exchange, and we provide a business-to-business barter service, and our members exchange goods and services between each other, and Barter Card itself facilitates the transactions through use of a barter card itself, and we assist the members in buying and selling. So we act similar to a bank, but again with a different flair, that we actually generate sales for businesses and offset business expenses and more profit in their business.
Well, and I know you're entertaining a lot of VIPs like Gordon. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Okay. Bruce, just before we go back, news on the Honda Magic Millions. Massive money for the two Gay Waterhouse trained horses, and the word is that Phoenix Park has just been backed with Lloyd Merlihan to take $100,000 out of the bag.
Gee, good, interesting. Now, I wonder who's going to run favourite, Assertive Lad or Phoenix Park. Let's look at the betting here for race 3, the All Greys, the Barter Card Handicap. And, gee, Might Gold is short. He's gone from $1.80 to $1.90, but still odds on. In fact, very short in New South Wales at 2-1 on and 7-4 on in Super Tab. God's Rule at the top, 18 and 13 for our Silver Lining, 24.16, 190, 770 Blue Gown into 760 now. That's Keith's selection. Max going for Might Gold. $12 Seahawk Miss. Cranbrook at $15 and Forever Grand as we go over the page at 20. Grey Rama at 67, Grizzly Supreme at 29, and Paddy Dapper at 18. Well, Richard with me, Richard Freedman. The Freedman, you've had some, there's a market movers. You've had some great greys over the years, $1.90 and $7.60. So they're the movers. You can see a little bit of money for Blue Gown and Might Gold at a cramped quote. Now back in to $1.80. So he's holding at 5-4 on. A couple of quick things. One, there've been some mighty greys, but how does a grey horse become a grey horse? I mean,
well, they're born that way. I mean, one of their parents actually has to be grey, so that's for a start. And then they have to be born with a certain amount of grey in their coat. And that's why you're seeing a few different shades of grey in the mounting yard.
They look brown almost, don't they?
Some do. They've got a lot of brown hairs in their coat. They're not like humans. They're not like born with brown hair and then go grey as they get older. So these are not old horses, but, you know, they are born that way. And the grey ones do go a little whiter as they get older.
Well, the $600,000 filly from last night was a grey, and Gunsim was one of probably the most famous grey of them all, winning the Cox Plate in 72.
Yeah, he was a champion, Gunsin, one of the greatest greys ever to race in this country. Here we've got Sub-Zero. We trained him. He was a fantastic horse, winning the Melbourne Cup here in the wet conditions, and now he's the clerk of the course at Flemington.
Ming Dynasty was a favourite. He won 2 Caulfield Cups. This year he beat Kingston Town and Hyperno. It was pretty good form, wasn't it?
Oh, he was super form.
Bounding away, winning the Slipper in 1986.
The great TJ Smith trained her. She won a Golden Slipper, and then as a 3-year-old won an Oaks.
Shouldn't forget Surround and Scalacci, another one of yours. I mean, some fantastic horses over the years.
Dear old fella Scalacci, still around.
Yeah, look, there's something about a grey horse too. I think they do attract a lot of attention, and all grey races have become pretty popular. I think they started them in Sydney, Sydney about 4 or 5 years ago, and every now and then they take off.
That's true. I think the greys are popular because they're so easy to see in a race, but you're not going to get any advantage in this one because they're all grey.
What about the start here? We've talked about the 1200 before, but
it's a tough start. You know, they've got the inside barriers do have an advantage in these because they can get to the first corner quicker and they don't have to cross as many horses. But look, we saw in the last 1200-metre race a horse draw wide, get back in the field and storm home. You know, it's possible. So let's say that they're an advantage, but they're not the be-all and end-all.
Johnny Letts is out there on his show horse today. John, another short price favourite, Might Gold. They go from a shoot here, John, don't they? How far do they go until they get to that first turn?
Bruce, they got about 200 metres to the first corner. This is actually the Magic Million start. And it's honestly, you really think you have to draw in, but Brett Preble threw that out the gate because he came from an outside gate and just won the earlier race, but he said he needed a lot of luck. Look, boys, the 5 horse looks really good in this. Might Gold, the favourite. Blue Gown looks well. Keith's Tip, it looks very well, actually. And like you boys were saying, it's pretty hard to get a line on how horses look because they're grey, but the horse that Chris Muntz is riding, number 3, Buzz Butler, gee, it's a relaxed horse and a good type of horse. And I would give it a good each-way chance, number 3.
And John, the conditions out there, we're going for 27 degrees today. I mean, does it feel very hot out there?
It's very hot out here, Bruce. Yes, it's very humid. There's not much breeze here, and but the horses seem to be handling it very, very well. I was very surprised. I thought this race there might be a few really sweating up badly, but I could say out of all the runners, there would be only one horse that's you know, really sweating.
I take your point, Letzi, about being very difficult to tell when a grey looks well, because the grey coat doesn't shine like the other colours, does it?
No, it doesn't, Rich. And also, you know, when horses sweat a bit, it's hard to see that they're sweating a lot, but being up close to them, you can tell that they're not. And most of these horses are pretty cool, calm and collected, and I think this is going to be a great race, I really do.
Just a quickie, John, you rode some great horses over the years. Who was your favourite grey that you rode?
My favourite grey would be Raffendale, I suppose. He was a good horse and ran second in the Cox Plate. Of course, he won an Epsom. But the greatest grey horse I think I ever rode against was Gunsynd.
Yeah,
he was a beauty. Yeah,
Great
he was a beauty, and very popular too with the public.
Absolutely, the Gundawundi Grey, or the Gundawundi Grey, wasn't he?
They wrote songs about him, didn't they?
They sure did. Well, they're just about set for the Bartercard All Greys. Wayne Wilson, our caller for race number 3.
Paddy Dapper joining them now. Our Silver Lining will be the last one to go in. We're close to a start now. Paddy Dapper moving up towards the gates, just hesitates at the last moment. Might and Gold is the short price favourite for the race. Paddy Dapper going in. This was a brilliant day on the Gold Coast. And we're up to race number 3 on Magic Millions Day. Bookies in front at the moment. The punters looking to strike back through Might and Gold in this race. Carries a white jacket with black seams. Now, Our Silver Lining is the last one to move in. Goes into line now, and they're set to go. All ready for a start. Final call on Might and Gold. $1.70 on the TAB. They've trimmed up late. All set now. Line's good. They're ready to jump away. Buzz Butler stands well. Starter having a final check down the line. They're ready to go. He holds. Racing this time, Buzz Butler began nicely. Our Silver Lining, ridden with some urgency in the early part, came out running and goes to the lead. There's Cranbrook driving through in the centre. Cranbrook getting up on the inside of Our Silver Lining to go to the front. The favourites midfield, 7th at the moment. Cranbrook is the leader into the first bend at the 850. Leads by 3/4 of a length on Our Silver Lining. God's Ruled to 3rd. 4th on the inside, Forever Grand. Then there's a break of 2 to Grizzly Supreme, Buzz Butler. Followed by Might and Gold, 6 lengths off the lead. Further back was La Philomene, Blue Gown. Seahawk Miss Paddy Dapper getting back, and Grey Rama's last of all. 600 metres to go. They're coming to the corner. It's Cranbrook showing the way. 3/4 of a length in front of Our Silver Lining. God's Ruled is going up 3 wide. 4th on the rails, Forever Grand. Followed on the outside by Grizzly Supreme, and then Might and Gold, who speared about 5 wide on the bend, but coming after them. They're in the straight now. 350 metres out. Cranbrook is the leader, a half in front of Our Silver Lining. Grey Rama to the outside, and here's Might and Gold launching a big claim now. He's finishing strongly. Our Silver Lining went to the lead from Cranbrook. Might and Gold coming after them on the outside. He's finishing strongly now. Might and Gold. Our Silver Lining's just in front. Might and Gold diving right on the line. They hit it. Oh, boy, this is tight. Dead heat, this one, between Might and Gold and Our Silver Lining, and there is absolutely nothing in it. Head bobber. Next over the line was Grizzly Supreme, just in front of Cranbrook, God's Rule, Seahawk, Miss Grey Rama. Further back was La Philomene, Forever Grand, Buzz Butler, Blue Gown, and Paddy Dapper, the last one over the line. This is very, very close.
Nearly a dead heat. Wayne, not sure from where we were, maybe the outside horse, but gee, it's close, isn't it?
I think the outside horse might have dropped his head at the right time. Bit reminiscent of Doremus and Might and Power at the Melbourne Cup that year. It's very, very close.
Well, the favourite on the outside, Might and Gold, and Our Silver Lining. Michael Pelling on the outside and Glenn Collis on the inside. Both Magic Million jockeys. Now, we might be getting a result, but Our Silver Lining, 2 off the fence, hanging on, and Might and Gold always looked as if you'd just get there.
I think it was always a chance to get there because there'd been strong pace in the race, which probably didn't help the leading horse, but he's nailed him right on the line, I guess.
I think he's got there, Richard. I think the favourite has got there, but just here he dug deep, didn't he?
Yeah, this is where it really counts, and the horse in front, the horse on the inside, had done a lot of hard work, just couldn't hold him out, I don't think.
Yep, and there it is. There's the photo, the official photo finish, so probably a short half head or a half head margin to Might and Gold. So at long last, I say at long last, we've only had 3 races, but a favourite has got home.
The punters have a life.
Yes, albeit a short price one. Michael Pelling's got a great riding book today, and he's ridden the 3rd winner on the program. and he's on Mascata for Gai Waterhouse today. Now, the dividends, $1.70 in Queensland, pretty similar throughout Australia, and $1.20 the place. Our Silver Lining, $2.90. It was good value, as our boys told you. And in third place, it was Cranbrook. But terrific finish with sort of great finish in race number 2. But here's our Silver Lining getting to the front from Cranbrook with about 100 to go, and probably Collis thought, well, I'm nearly home here, but Might and Gold comes very late.
They're two great, strong Queensland riders, these boys, Glenn Collis and Michael Pelling. And Michael Pelling just getting the bob on the line. That's a bit of luck in his favour, but very, very vigorous riders, and they got every inch out of those horses.
You see, right at the top of the tree in terms of the Brisbane Premiership. I think Glenn Collis in front at the moment from Michael Pelling. Pat Welsh is down in the mounting yard. Pat.
I have a very excited trainer, Marion Brosnan. This horse has been so consistent for you, hasn't it?
Yes, he's always showed us plenty of potential, and hopefully he can go on with it from here.
Heavily back today, but it gave you a few heart flutters.
Yes, he did. He's probably looking for a bit more ground now, and hopefully over a mile in the Queensland Guineas he'll show us his ability that day.
I see you train out at Toowoomba, and you've obviously moved the horse around a little bit lately, plenty of different locations.
He's actually from New Zealand. We brought him over as a 2-year-old to race over here, my parents did, and hopefully we might even take him to Sydney for a few runs down there.
All right, great thrill today. Michael Pelling was the winning rider. He rode a very good race, a very tight finish.
Any tick, Mike. Okay, Mike, you were just saying this horse is going to get better as he gets more races under his belt. He's still a little bit field shy.
Yeah, Johnny, and today he's really shown probably a little bit towards his breed, and he's wanting more ground. He took a long time to run down those horses.
You had a nice run, didn't you?
A lovely run, but he took the whole straight to run him down. I just think he's a horse that you'll see him running 1,600-metre races be more his distance, you know.
Yeah, Mike, looking at him just coming back now, he's looking at everything, isn't he?
Still very colty, you know, and looking at things.
Yeah, if he lets himself ride out, you think getting to the line, he'd have found another half length or a length. You know?
Oh, an extra half furlong, yeah.
Yeah, an extra half furlong. Anyway, good luck, Mike, and good luck in the big one. Thanks, mate.
Good on you, John. Mike Pelling riding Mascata, the third of the Gai Waterhouse horses behind Assertive Lad and Phoenix Part in the Honda Magic Millions. Race number 7 today. Winners can smile, can't they? On the racecourse, there's no doubt about that. Mike Pelling, what a wonderful jockey has been for such a long time in Queensland. So the favourite wins, race number 3, the Barter Card All Greys. It was Might and Gold first. So just some of the great jockeys of Australia as we're weighing in for race number 3, Might and Gold. Michael Pelling being our Silver Lining, Glenn Collis and Cranbrook in third placing for Corey Brown. 170 and 120 locally, 290, 370. Quinella was 920, and the trifecta a handy $128.60. So the favourite winning race number 3. Speaking of favourites, we're going out to Fashions on the Field with Sonia Kruger.
That's right, race day without fashions on the field isn't race day, and I'm here with Liz Davenport, fashion designer and Save the Trees activist.
Indeed.
Liz, we've got a lovely parade happening for us today.
Yes, we've got fashion today from Marina Mirage, because it's Marina Mirage Fashions on the Field, and we're showing garments from right throughout the Marina Mirage shopping centre.
Now, this one that's on the catwalk at the moment, you wouldn't be wearing that to the races, would you, Liz?
We're not just going to show fashion for the race course. This is fashion for our total lifestyle.
So you'd wear that in the morning before you went to the races?
Or indeed when you've had a big win and it's time to relax at the end of the day.
Now, it is quite warm on the Gold Coast, and of course a swimsuit never goes astray.
Well, this is Mirage Resorts, who have some of the most wonderful swimwear in Australia.
Certainly cause a bit of a stir if you wore that to the Magic Millions.
Oh, well, not a bad idea, really. So they have beautiful product there.
This next outfit I love. It's bright, bright orange.
This is one of Queensland's own designers. It's Coco Rico, a designer designing specifically for their store. They have wonderful colour. They have casual mainly, but moving into the dressy looks as well now.
And that certainly has that oriental influence as well.
Very much. It's Indian silk sari in the fabric.
And a lovely frock there in the bone. Would you call that bone? Or?
This is Pia du Pradal, who has a beautiful store in Mirage. She has very dressy, and her garments are for the total spectrum of fashion.
Are these expensive frocks, Liz, that we're seeing now on the catwalk?
All sorts of prices, from inexpensive to expensive. This is Janine Edwards, and showing a garment from Joseph in England, which is one of the most coveted labels in the world. And here we've got a very famous brand name in Moschino in pale silver grey, and that's coming from the Miss V boutique in Mirage.
And that's a fantastic suit, day wear, evening wear almost.
It's just an absolute classic. The classic Miss V, that's what they call it.
So what are the trends in race day fashion, Liz?
Oh, femininity, beautiful colour. This is Katie Davenport wearing a Liz Davenport. And in actual fact, this is from our Save the Trees collection. It's got beautiful leaves etched onto the silk.
It's almost Titanic, I was going to say.
Yes, well, you know, fashion today is breaking all sorts of boundaries, and you can have something that's formal but casual at the same time. This is one of the top design labels in the world. Escada have a beautiful new shop at Marina Mirage, and this is the perfect racewear.
Another bright, sunny day for a summer's day on the Gold Coast.
Yes, indeed.
Well, that is absolutely...
collection. The best place to shop on the Gold Coast is Marina Mirage.
That's absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much, Liz. And as I say, Bruce, race day without fashion is quite chilly, so back to you.
Couldn't agree more. Trainers, they get into the fashions on the field?
I don't think trainers are renowned for being too fashionable, but I think they get into watching the fashions on the field.
And you're an assistant trainer in a way, aren't you? So you can really watch, can't you?
No.
Did you have a favourite there?
No, I have to do all the work, so I didn't get any chance. I thought they were all beautiful, Bruce. So fantastic, yeah, wasn't it?
I agree. They were fantastic, no doubt about that. Now, the market for the Honda Magic Millions, race 7 today. One scratching, Fates Gallant has come out this morning, so... New South Wales and Super Tab odds these are. $5 Happy Giggle. Look how short he is because he's a Victorian on the Super Tab 280.
They're very parochial, the Victorians.
And good on them. Phoenix Park's the value at the moment. Assertive Lad is the favourite. Big odds full speed ahead. Zariz in the market. Again, Gerald Ryan, Victorian, $7.10 now based here. Probably the reason. Rapid Man, odds. Paradiddle for Brett Preble. Shorten Victoria, $12 for Preble.
Yeah, I think there's something in that. I think you should watch the fluctuations between the TABs too, because you can get a guide, as we did with Academia.
Warrabinda, a Victorian horse as well, like Paradiddle at $14. Corduana, Pop and Jane. Now let's look at some of these fillies. Misunderstood, solid in the market, and Bravissa also in the market. So $163,000 in the pool there, but we've still got 2.5 hours to go to the Honda Magic Millions. What about Assertive Lad? Now, his last win was on December the 18th. He beat a very good horse in Pemberton. I guess after this win, it made him the favourite for the Magic Millions. He's always going to be the horse to beat after this.
Well, I've always been impressed with Assertive Lad. I thought his first two efforts, they're both wins, they're both very, very good. And the form has been confirmed because Pemberton has since gone on and won a race very easily. So, you know, a very impressive horse.
He's a front runner, isn't he? He likes to go towards the front. Now, Shane Dye has now drawn barrier 1 in the big race. Now, by the way, he's green with the pink horseshoe, Assertive Lad, sitting outside Pemberton. Two top-class horses. As Richard said, Pemberton has made that form look terrific since, and he's favourite for another big race in about 2 weeks. But Assertive Lad did the job well. There's been all sorts of rumours about his fitness levels.
Yeah, there been rumours that he's not quite right, but, you know, those rumours, the racetrack rumours, they're rife all the time, you know. You can never believe them too much. If he's in the race here, he's fit and ready to run.
And do you think he'll run the 1200 out? He looks like he will.
I think he'll run the 1200 out. I think the risk with this horse is, in fact, the gate. Barrier 1. I think that's a very difficult gate for a horse that wants to race on the pace like that because it's going to force him to be used up to get to the front. Otherwise, he'll get buried back in the field.
Okay, well, Shane Dye's riding Assertive Lad. He had the choice between Assertive Lad and Phoenix Park. Let's go down and join Pat Welsh, and I think Shane might be with him right now.
Yes, Bruce, I have Shane Dye with me. Shane, you faced an agonising decision earlier in the week, really, didn't you, I suppose?
Yeah, it doesn't really worry me, those decisions. I make a decision and stand by it, and even if I'm wrong, you know, I've cost myself golden slippers in Melbourne Cups before, and, you know, you say, oh, well, that's it, because I make plenty of right decisions, and, of course, I'm going to make wrong ones. When Pemberton won very easy last Saturday, that swayed me to Assertive Lad.
Right decision as far as the marble was concerned when you barrier 2.